All right, the next button I'm going to talk about is the next sequence button. It's basically mostly for live gigs and stuff like that. That's what it's generally used for, but you can use it as well in your production. So I'm going to take you through it. So I've made a little demo track and let me play it for you. This is just the intro part. It's just a simple track. I just made it for the purposes of the demo. It's just a drum. It's just a hat, a snare, and a kick and a bell. That's all it is. So now, let's move on. So what we want to do now is we want to press the next sequence button. And we come to this page here. After you press the button, it becomes lit. It has a green light on it. So from here, we've got this part here where it says sequence. You can see it says demo 1, right? And then you got the 3 F keys. You got F3, which is sudden. And then you got F4 for hold, and then F5 is the clear button. Okay, so basically, each one of these pads specifies a sequence. So pad 1 will be sequence 1, pad 2, sequence 2, pad 3, sequence 3, and so on and so forth. So you can have 16 sequences set on one bank, and you've got 6 banks, yeah? So you can have a sequence for each pad on each bank. So what happens is, when I press the play button, I'm gonna press the play button. I'm gonna set, you can set what sequence here by twisting the key, twisting the rotary knob. Okay, so I'm gonna press play. As you can see, you can hear it playing. So if I press one of the pads, one of the 3 pads for the 3 sequences that I've got here, it switches over. So I'm gonna press pad 1, there it switched to pad 1. I'm gonna press 2. Then I'm gonna go back to 3. Okay, so that's basically how to use that part. So now I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna take you through some more things that it does. So if I press one of the pads and press sudden, it will suddenly move on to the track that you've picked, yeah? So if I press, let's say I'm gonna press the same pad again. If I press clear, it will clear the pad. If I press hold, if I press hold, it will hold it on number 2 still, on the one before, until I release hold. So if I release the hold button now, it will move on. So that's how it works. It's pretty simple. So if I press the next key and I think, no, I don't want that, I'll just press clear and it clears it. And there's some other options on this page as well that you can look at. Here you got the position of the track, you can adjust that, you can move it back and forth. And then you got the tempo, and whether you want it on the master tempo or not, or the sequence, you can change it from here. Here, you can also press the window button, and it brings you onto the tempo change page. but we don't want that right now. I'm going to cover that in another video. But that's it. That's the next sequence button. If I press it again, it switches off and it goes back to the main screen, and that's it. All right, so the next button I'm going to cover now is the track mute button, which is right next to the next sequence button, right? So I'm on the main screen now. I'm going to press track mute. After pressing track mute, the button becomes lit. So here we got the 16 pads, yeah? If I press them, you can see the sign that comes up with an M on it. That means mute. So if I press any of these pads here, the corresponding square on the screen will have an M displayed on there, and it changes color, as you can see. So these are the tracks that I've got. I've only got 2 tracks. Drum track and the bell track. So I can mute either one of these simultaneously or at the same time or whatever. So if I press the play button now, you hear the track playing. As you can see, you can specify what track you want to play here as well at the bottom. Yeah. So, and then you got the F keys at the bottom. So you got track mute, then you got edit, sudden, hold, clear, and solo. Right, I'll start with the solo button. The solo will solo the track. Yeah. So if I press back on the main screen button, this is the drum track. So if I press solo, it will solo that track. So anyway, let's go back. So track mute. So now if I press play, if I start messing around with this pad here, you hear it mute. So that's how that works. And you can actually record this data. Okay, I'm going to show you right now how you record this data. So you press the overdub and play. In fact, let me go back to the beginning. So let's go back to the beginning. Okay. Playing that back, and that's recorded. As you can see, it indicates the pad. You see it change color and go to with the M on it. See? That's recorded data. So now, in order to look at this data that's been recorded, it's all within the track mute page. That's it. It's nowhere else, because this is used basically for live shows and stuff like that. So it won't be in the sequence edit or the step edit page, right? It's right here in the track mute page. So you press edit. As you can see, all the data is right there. The times that you press the mute, that it comes on or off. So within this page here, as you can see, it's got 2 buttons there at the bottom, F buttons, delete and insert. So if you want to delete one of these, the only way to delete one of these is by pressing that F key, F4. That's the only way. You can't delete them all at once either. You have to delete one at a time. So here you can alter, you can edit. Obviously, this is the edit screen. So here, if you want to insert a track, you go here to now, and you select wherever you want to insert your event, and then you press the insert button. So that's it. That's how you record that data. So If you want to delete that, you just go to delete, you go to the track, press delete, and that's it, it's deleted. All right, so on this page, on the track mute page that we're on now, if I play the sequence, I can change the sequence that's playing, and those three F keys, sudden, hold, and clear, they relate to the sequences that you're gonna play. Just like the next sequence page, it's exactly the same, but you can't press a pad. You can't press a pad to get to the sequence. You have to scroll with the rotary wheel. So right now, I'm gonna scroll with the rotary wheel, and as you can see, it's gonna come up with number 2 next, yeah? And then it plays it, you see? So if I press any of them F keys, sudden, hold, or clear, they relate to the sequence completely. And that's basically it for the track mute button. Actually, I'll show you something else quickly. So let's go back to sequence 1. If you play the sequence 1, right, I just stopped it as it was playing, yeah? And it stopped. I've stopped it as it's muted, right? So that's recorded data right there, yeah? It's not recorded in the sequence edit, and it's not recorded in the step edit page, right? But it's recorded here in the edit page, as I've showed you already, right? So look, I've stopped it on mute, yeah? So if I press the main screen, as you can see there, it's muted on the main screen as well, yeah? Do you understand? So that's the only way it can really affect your main screen. It won't play like how it plays if you press the track mute button, okay? So if I press the track mute button again, I'm gonna play it from the beginning, see? And as you can see, you've got the same, it's basically the same layout as the next sequence screen. It's just slightly different. But here you've got the position, and then here you've got the tempo and the master. Whether you want the master tempo on or not, you can control them from there as well. So that's it. That's the track mute button and how it works.